Vitality is our ability to have spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical bliss. Some call it paradise. We call it a game.
Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your host, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So there's something very interesting going on in the aftermath of the Amber Heard verdict in the defamation case that Johnny Depp levied against her. She lost that case. There has been a very interesting thing going on in mass media, in mainstream media after this. Johnny Depp won a case of defamation against Amber Heard because she told the world that he was this monstrous abuser, physically and sexually, of her for the entire time that they were together in a relationship. Okay? He won the lawsuit. He won fair and square. Interestingly, though, they're almost immediately, as if it had been pre-planned, the mainstream media and the various media outlets have all began to write these very interesting opinion pieces, editorial pieces. There are even interviews with Amber Heard's lawyer. We respectfully call her grandma. Shout out to the lead attorney who dubbed her grandma because she's old and out of it. Has gone on to Gayle King to plead all around about how Amber Heard really is a victim. I read you one such article before, just recently, about how they even tied it to Black women. What's going on is that they are upholding Amber Heard herself, or at least they are using her case as a stand-in for all female domestic violence victims, even though the only victim of domestic violence was a man. And what the narrative is that she lost, not because she couldn't prove her case, not because she's a liar and the truth ain't in her, not because it just didn't make no sense, none of the stuff she was saying, and she was basically perjuring herself on the stand. Not any of those things. She lost because we live in this dominating patriarchy where the women are oppressed and they can't speak out. And Johnny Depp is such a star. And yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Play me the world's smallest violin. I'm not even really talking about Amber Heard. What I'm really talking about is the gynocracy itself. Feminism itself. See, I told y'all that the gynocracy was on trial, not Amber Heard. She was just the face of it. She was just the what they call it, the poster child for the gynocracy and everything wrong with feminist entitlement, gynocracy, toxic femininity, women being narcissists, women being abusers. She was just a poster girl for all of that, which is why I was constantly trying to get my subscribers' attention on it, not because they were celebrities, but because of the deeper implications of such a case. Because even though it was a defamation suit, it was really about turning the tide of the gynocracy. It was really about seeing men as the actual victims of domestic violence and intimate partner violence. that men aren't necessarily the aggressors in this case. Sometimes he's the victim. Sometimes she's the narcissist. Sometimes she's the abuser. Sometimes she's the one that's putting that man through all kinds of craziness. It's not always the men. It's not always the evil old men that are doing all of these things. It can be women. And when I told you that the gynocracy is what was on trial, I meant that. I wasn't playing. See, we can't afford to be apathetic to what's going on in front of us, even if it appears to be frivolous. If we don't look at things with a deeper scope, we're going to always think this is frivolous and that's frivolous, and we don't have to pay attention to that. You don't have to invest your whole life into it, but the gynocracy was on trial and the gynocracy lost. That is important. That is of extreme import, because a couple of years ago, she wouldn't have lost that case. I don't care what Johnny Depp said. I don't care who he thought he was in Hollywood or how rich he was. He would have been leaving that courtroom mad, okay? Because they would have found her not guilty of defamation, and she don't owe him a dime, and he would have to live with the stigma of being an abuser, whether it was true or not. And she would go on to live her life, and everybody would be, pro Amber and down with Johnny Depp. See, it was important. The gynocracy knows that that was an environmental death knell for it, the first of many. See, this should let us know that change is on the horizon. There's a wind of change blowing now, and Black women better wake up. Instead of joining in on the rhetoric and the stupidity of, we got to believe, because they pushing believe all women. She shouldn't have had to have, proof of an allegation anyway. She should have been able to be free to say what she wanted to say about a man, ruin his whole life, and nobody questioned it. That's what's being fought now. That's the battleground that's being fought. Stop following up. See, this is the same mentality. The reason why I'm pointing it out to Black women, and they even knew to point it out to Black women because of that article I read in the Root a couple of days ago. Okay? I'm going to need Black women to not join in. But I know a lot of y'all going to do it anyway. But I'm going to need y'all to not follow up with the same kinds of lies and the same kind of rationale that got Emmett Till murdered. See, it was this believe all women, I shouldn't have to present any proof of an accusation. These are the types of lies. This is the mindset. This is the rationale that have gotten many of Black men lynched and murdered. It got Tulsa, Oklahoma destroyed. And so many other Black communities, Black families have been destroyed. Okay? People have been killed off of the back of the rationale of believe all women, believe all white women. First, it was believe all white women. Because remember, Black woman, you wasn't a woman. Remember, Sojourner Truth had to plead to the white man to recognize her as a woman. Because you wasn't no woman. You was a monkey. So it was believe all white women. All they did was drop the white to get you to jump on board about believe all women. This is the same kind of thinking that got Black men lynched and killed, participating in real life To Kill a Mockingbird situation. This is what this is. It just so happened to be Johnny Depp ain't Black. But this is a To Kill a Mockingbird. All a woman got to do is levy the accusation. That's it. She don't need no proof. Her proof is she a woman. That's her proof. Why would a woman ever lie about something like that? No woman would ever lie about something like that. That crap. This is the rationale and the thinking that got Brian Banks in prison for 6 years serving time for a grape he didn't commit. And there was no retaliation for her. See, this is the other side of it. Women can make that allegation. It turned out to be false. Everybody know it's false. Nothing happens to the woman. Nothing's going to happen to Amber Heard now. She lost that little case and that's it. Ain't going to be no criminal case brought against her. Okay? And given Black men's history with believing all women, you think Black women would know better than to jump on that bandwagon, but you don't want to know better. That's the problem. You don't want to know better. You want to be able to continue to carry on this narrative in the hopes of using it to your advantage one day. You'll be able to levy this same type of accusation against the same target that white women have, which is Black men. See, you will do a To Kill a Mockingbird too. You'll do a Emmett Till too. That's the depth. That's the underbelly of the gynocracy that don't nobody want to talk about. Black women will do it and they'll get an Emmett Till done. Y'all get Black men murked in the hood every day because of the things that you do. Because of you running your mouth. Because you know that the men in your family are going to believe all women. They're going to believe what you say. They're going to believe you when you tell them another man did something to you that he might not have done, or you might have exaggerated what happened. Get that man shot. Get that man killed. Get that man dealt with. Get your man dealt with. We just talked about the NBA player that was trying to, same thing. Gotta believe women. She being beat on. My friend being abused. We gotta go over there. Sent that man to his death. Y'all like sending Black men to their death. So you're gonna continue on with this whole narrative, but I found it to be interesting. I need Black women to open their eyes. The gynocracy is dying. The thing that you've been hiding under and that you've been perpetrating is dying. It's going away in quick order. And the powers that be know it's dying. The reason why it's dying is because they are trying to kill it. It has served its purpose. Now it is affecting them negatively. They're going to need to procreate, and they're going to need to do it in greater numbers within the next generation or two. That calls for a biocultural event. That calls for a change in environment, which changes the biology, which changes the culture. That is what they're doing. That is why this case was pivotal to that end. And that's why mainstream media is now fighting to get out these stories, to keep Black women thinking that the gynocracy is strong, when in reality, this is a cry for help. It's dying and they're killing it. Because see, there can be no procreation with all of this misandry running around. So they got to change that. They got to change the environment so that women will change. Got to make it hard. Because see, times is hard out here now. Inflation done hit. It's real bad. Gas is crazy. Food costs is crazy. The storm is here. And it's only going to get worse. And they know that. The gynocracy is going to die. It's going to very quickly. Because the environment is going to change to such an extent that it won't sustain a gynocracy. It'll have to go back to a patriarchy in order to set itself right. It's in its death throes. And Black women are still holding on to it. I'm pointing this out to y'all so that y'all can see it in real time. And so you can jump off the bandwagon before it jump off the cliff. This Me Too believe all women crap is about to die because it was stupid in the first place. But they do want Black women to continue to toe the line until you meet your bitter end, because they know what's coming and you don't. So you can keep on with that. You independent, you don't need no man. You can keep on with it. They want you to. so you can die off and they can live. Y'all don't understand the game. Anyway, I want to draw everybody's attention to the petition in the description box. It's a link to a petition that we've started against Black Lives Matter organization for the misappropriation of donated funds, and we are holding them accountable to that. So if you go into the description box, you will see the link to that petition. Please sign it, please share it, please contribute if you can. I'd love to get to 2,500 signatures over the weekend. I want you guys to sound off in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.
Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor, who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount